Hello everyone, this is Addy here and this is my first video for IoT, and in this video I will be explaining you about the introduction of what is IoT, how IoT will be useful for us. I'll be describing certain use cases where this IoT is really useful for us, and in the later videos I'll be explaining you in more detail about IoT and what is IoT, Internet of Things and all. Okay, before we start off, let's understand which audience will be benefited by this presentation. Okay, so there could be like software developers, there could be hardware engineers, there will be IoT enthusiasts and those who are working in IoT. There could be people who just want to know what is IoT, so this will be a very simple explanation for them. It will be very helpful for them to get kick started. I'll be also covering some hands-on projects which will help you understand IoT and implement it on your own. So that's a nice thing, right? You are able to use this jargon, this tech, I won't say technology as such, but this buzzword which is going around, and implement this and get and it will be benefit for you in your applications or maybe in your use cases. So let's start off. So what is IoT? What does this word itself means? How it will be useful for us? What is definition of it, and what it is covering? So as far as definition is concerned, there are a lot of definitions you will get on internet, but I'm not a definition kind of person, so I'll just keep three words in my mind which will explain me in whole what is IoT. So the three words, magical words, are the things, network, and interpretation. Let's cover it one by one and understand what things means, network means, and interpretation means in the coming slides. So the first word, the thing. Okay, thing, and we are talking about smart thing, and it does not mean this thing. Okay, it means something else, and let's talk about that. So we'll understand what is a thing by an example. Okay, so what are things and what is the thing which we are talking about in this Internet of Thing concept? Let's take an example of a mobile phone. Our mobile phone already has various sensors attached to it, and these sensors do a lot of work, different work, and they are meant for some particular reason into it, right? So what are the sensors? There are sensors like accelerometer in it, motion sensor, a temperature sensor, and a light detection sensor. There are various other sensors also, humidity, compass, and all. And what our mobile phone is doing is that it is integrating all these sensors into one, taking all this data and publishing it to the internet, to that relevant app, or maybe internally using it. So that's how the sensors are working inside a mobile phone. Now let's take a step forward to it, and let's remove out the mobile phone out of it and give this sensors a way in which they can communicate to the internet directly. So these sensors now can directly communicate to internet. They might be having some Wi-Fi module onto it, or maybe directly connected to internet via a cable. There could be any possibilities, but these sensors will be directly connected to internet, and there is no interface like mobile phone as such into it. So if these sensors try communicating on their own, okay, we can call them as things, but not just these sensors as single thing. But if we try to use them, implement them in few of the applications, those applications or maybe those products might be called as things. So which are those products? Like, so let's take few more examples of such products, like the your house management system, your home management system. It might have various sensors placed in your entire house, which would be connected to each other, and they will be sending some data to it. Your fridge thermostat might have a sensor, temperature sensor into it, which will be sending some temperature related data to the internet, that what is the current temperature of the fridge. And it might get data from you also, that after a certain temperature, or maybe after a certain time it should react in a different way. Might be a light bulb is having a light detection sensor, that is, if it is a daylight time, then automatically your light switch off, right? Your vehicles might be having tracking devices or collision sensors, wherein each and every vehicle, knowing that there is another vehicle besides it, or there is a GPS tracking device which will understand the location of those vehicles. Your wall, doors, windows with motion detector or alarm sensors in it, or maybe a camera to understand what is going around in your house when you're not present over there. So this sensors integrated together, making one devices as such, or maybe you can call as nodes, or we can also call a jargon called as wireless sensor nodes, because if they are connected wirelessly, then they are called as wireless. Okay, but these sensors together can be used in different applications, maybe different devices, and they could have their practical implementations also. So if we call them as things, so this sensors can fit to any number of things, right? It can fit to any thing which you can think of, and you can create a use cases of it. So these are the things which we are talking about, and these things, without using a computer or sort of, we are connecting it to the internet, because these things are directly communicating using some internet, by some module which will directly connect, send their data to internet, and there is no in between computer interface for it. Yeah, for certain types we will have a intelligent device which is communicating, taking all this data into it, processing it and sending it to the internet. There could be something called as gateways, but if you want, if it would be also practically possible to have this sensors directly connected to the internet and sending data to it. But we are not just talking about sending data and receiving data to internet, right? There's another word called as network, which we were talking about in the internet of things. And what is this network uh, is actually collecting that data, actually connecting these devices together, and this device is talking to each other instead of just sending data to internet and all. So there could be various use cases for this, like in manufacturing sector, devices in one workshop can broadcast about their work statuses to all other workshops, and the other workshop devices can make themselves ready or boot up, or maybe slow down or fasten the process according to what the assembly line in the previous workshop is, what status of the previous workshop is. In your home, your GPS system or in your car can send messages automatically to switch on your AC, and when the car is near to the proximity nearby your place. In traffic light, automatically it could switch off according to the density of the traffic. So so this data is received, and these sensors are talking to each other. They are becoming more and more intelligent, talking to each other, understanding data and interpreting it in that way. But it's not just done, right? We are getting this whole lot of data, but what's the use of this data? We need to understand this data. We need to write few better algorithms about this data, and that's what the interpretation part comes into picture in IoT. This data needs to be understood, this needs to be interpreted, and there should be proper algorithms to cover our test cases. So we need to analyze this data and create it for our business advantage, and also improve the efficiency. We could also remove the noise or invalid data out of it. uh, we could use, you can let the machine learn about this data, kind of a machine, you can implement machine learning algorithms to it, and also provide decision making points which can be helpful for understanding. So we need to put certain logic into it. So that's the meaning of interpretation of this data. So this whole three words, right? The things, the network, and the interpretation, this whole three things makes a complete set of IoT, that is internet of things jargon or concept as such. So let's move to another slide regarding the brief history about IoT. uh, as far as IoT is concerned, yeah, internet was predicted long time back, wherein the devices connecting to each other and talking to each other and all. So I don't want to go through how it started off with, but just for the timelines, 1969 it's all started beginning the internet era. That is, no, I won't say internet era, but the starting point, a seed of internet started off. Later on, the major points which I want to cover is TCP/IP, DNS, and in 2000 there was a IoT related application or a product which came into the market. That is, LG had announced an internet refrigerator. That is, your refrigerator is connected to internet. Walmart already implemented fleet management system using their fleet management was directly communicating with the internet, and they were synchronizing themselves. A very beautiful use case wherein they have used this technology internally to leverage the fleet management system, and across is the warehouses the inventory was centralized, the prices were centralized. All this was implemented in 2003 itself, and in 2008 the actual name came into the picture, that is IoT was born, as you can say. IBM also had their own proprietary protocol for telemetry, and which later becomes MQTT. I will be covering MQTT in later slides about the protocols and what are the meanings in it. Uh, why this IoT came into picture is because of the this innovations which started off one after the another, and the standardizations. This helped in formation of this entire concept of IoT. The more and more innovation comes, the more and more IoT became popular. So let's take an example of the practical implementations of IoT in our day-to-day lives and how it is useful. Right? So let's take a use case of onboard diagnostic. This onboard diagnostics are already available in your car. So if your car is OBD2 standard compliant, then this onboard diagnostics, your car sensors will be sending certain codes, stating certain problems in your car, issues in your car, or maybe certain data. And this on this OBD scan tool device will scan those codes, understand those codes, interpret those codes, and send the data to the internet, and this can be monitored from a remote place. So there are various to these devices are available currently, and what they send, what are the different sensors which are available in the car are the system status, coolant temperature, throttle position, or maybe airflow rate, etc. And this tool will interpret that, send it to the internet, on the internet, and you can remotely see what is going on in your car. Now, what is practical use of such devices? Where can it be useful? Now, this devices can be useful when your car breakdowns, and suppose you want to contact your service center and tell them that what is the problem. So this device will interpret that data, understand that data, and send it to the service center. Service center can provide you with quick solutions to get you just started and bring your car to the service station and help you get to that. Or maybe you have found a local person to uh, diagnose your car. This diagnostic tool can help you understand whether the diagnostic what he is preferring or telling you and the diagnostic in your car, this machine tool, are the same, and this helps a lot. Not just that, it can be also used for cab services. Now suppose these devices can check out the driver's efficiency. You can have the analytic data, you can have the data and check it out, and do some analysis onto it, and and see that whether this driver is this driving style is actually giving a better fuel economy or no. So that can help understand the driver's efficiency, how it is driving the car, is he giving a smooth ride to the customers or no. So this all thing can be analyzed and understood by a smallest device like this fitted in your car, and it's not that costlier also. It's very inexpensive now, and it is readily available in the market. Most of the countries are having uh, this devices already placed while the car is being purchased itself, and some are charging it for a service. So by this we end the first video. Hope you like it, and hope you share, subscribe and like it. And in the next video we'll be covering about the architecture of IoT, which is just the next slide which I'm showing you, and it will be coming soon. So keep looking at the channel, keep subscribe to it, and we'll be coming soon with more videos. Thank you.